I like painting for art's sake. The beauty of a landscape or a portrait or an abstract design is great. But sometimes the most fun art is useful art. I'm taking a road trip with my daughter soon, and since the first stop is Texas, I was joking with my wife that we should have a Western theme. Taking after the movie title A Fistful of Dollars, I decided to call it A Frunkful of Diapers. Now, frunk is a front trunk that most EVs have, kind of like a old VW Bug. Well, with the movie theme, I decided it needed some good visuals, since this may turn into a series of videos. I looked up the movie poster to get some inspiration. I like the single tone of the orange and the pose, but we'll obviously be going for a more friendly vibe. My first step was to do a rough tracing of the lettering, then retrace that, replacing the letters to make my title, but keeping the style consistent. I had my wife take a picture of us on a fairly simple background to make it easy to cut out. We put the camera low to get a more dynamic angle like the poster. I then cut us out of the background in Photoshop, printed that, and traced it to give it a more linear style. I traced it using a small lightbox and a Pigma Micron pen, 03. It's nice because it doesn't bleed. This is just standard printer paper. I scanned that in so I had a backup in case this next step went wrong. A more patient person would have put this back on the lightbox, put another sheet or two above it, and painted that. But I was feeling gutsy, so I just started painting right on the drawing. I'm using a Liquitex cadmium red acrylic paint, thinned with water quite a bit for this first coat, so that even the white areas have a red hue. Since we're driving a Tesla, I chose the red rather than the orange of the poster. As each area dried, I added more color to the wash and followed the shading pattern from the photo, leaving some spots light. Over several layers, I built up the dark red areas to give separation to the different layers. Originally, this was only going to be done with red, but to add more contrast and pop, I added some black to the wash and went over the darkest areas a few more times. Never all the way to complete black though, as I wanted this to stay red-toned overall. As that dried, I took another sheet of paper and did a simple wash from red to reddish black for a background, leaving in some of the brush drag marks for texture. Once dry, I scanned everything in, cleaned up a couple of the edges in Photoshop, and then put this together with some music. I'm pretty happy with it, and it was a fun 2 to 3 hour project. It might not be high art, but it's something you can do with simple supplies around the house for the most part, and achieve something really useful for a family vacation, reunion, or group outing. For me, I'm excited to have a fun, consistent look for our upcoming series of videos to tie them all together. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.